Away we go on a Wednesday edition, Mr. Relevant. I'm Alex Strouf with you back in the Gruber Law Offices One Call That's All studio at the Avenue. Downtown Milwaukee, DiMaggio is here. Tiny Hands Hunter Vaughn back in the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison as always. Hunter and I were talking, that was the longest break we've had since the show began. So really good to be back after 9 days and 3 episodes. Away. I was out in LA. I was out in Vegas. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, at some point. But really good to be back with you. I must say though, Joshy, you seemed rather crabby to see me in my return. I was really excited to see you, really excited to chop it up, catch up. It's been a week and, you've been a little cranky.
I mean, we've talked about this. I don't miss people. I don't get excited.
Yeah, that's not normal. That's not normal.
You are a particular brand of grading early in the morning. I've been up since 4 a.m. and you come in and you're yelling and doing the, hey, buddy, how you been? Even though we've been texting and communicating pretty much on a daily basis since the day you left. I saw you yesterday. It's not like you weren't here. So treating today, because you spent more time here, is the first time I'd seen you. It all felt performative.
No, it wasn't. I have genuine excitement to see people. Now, like, for example, I got a phone call last night from one of my best friends who I haven't talked to legitimately in probably 6 months. And when I answered the phone, I went, holy crap, hey! And so if you view that as performative, sure, but I view it as like genuine excitement.
Here's the thing. I thought today this version was performative because I'd seen you yesterday. We talked.
Very briefly yesterday, though.
Yeah,
I was in and out. I was all over the place.
I saw you twice.
Okay. Whatever, dude. Hunter, I talked to you for the first time today. We jumped on our pre-show meeting, which is a video call. It's the first time I'd seen your face in 9 days. Did it feel performative to you, or did it feel genuine that I was excited to talk to you?
It felt genuine, but I think what you forget is that by the time you're seeing Josh, it'd be the equivalent to Josh coming in at like 2 p.m. on your work day and just being crazy. Like, there's a certain level of like, okay, I'm on the tail end of my work day here. I'm mentally starting to check out a little bit. Like, I feel like you forget that.
The one good thing about you being gone was me realizing how much more I can get done without you around.
Oh, stop that. That's a
I was getting home early. Now, some of that had to do with not being on this program.
Some of it, all of it had to do with that.
You're back there jabbering, yapping.
Oh, stop it.
You're a yapper.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but that doesn't derail you from being productive. You are your own roadblock in that capacity. Don't make me throw you under the bus here.
Nothing changed for me.
Joshy, we both love our friends at Underdog.
Yeah.
Don't you think doing a million best ball drafts a day derails you from being productive in your work life?
Nope, because it functions next to me. I click and then I keep doing what I was going to do.
Yep.
I was home by 2 p.m. multiple times last week. Do you think I wasn't drafting?
No, I know you were drafting because you always are drafting. But
yeah, it's a good lesson.
But I don't think me coming in and checking and being like, "Hey, man, how you doing?"
No, because of course it does. Like, if we have a conversation, I was left. Will was gone as well. It was peace and quiet.
Oh yeah,
I was on Easy Street.
Yeah, Will was gone too.
Paradise.
Will was gone too. Yeah, Will returned today. I'm sitting at a desk upstairs today. Notice not bothering you, doing work, being productive as I always am in the morning.
Yeah.
And I get a really hard slap on the shoulder. I'm like, who could this be? What do you want? I turn and it's Will, just ass-eating grin, ear to ear. He's like, what's up, man? He's much more my speed than your speed.
See, the thing is, Will comes in, him and I have a good time, we have a good chat.
See, but there's the fundamental difference, is you enjoy talking to him. I just don't think you don't like me very much.
It's the energy. Okay. It's the energy you come in with.
Oh, whatever.
You got to tamp it back.
I don't want to hear that.
Will comes in.
I'm an excitable guy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I do.
Well, I guess you're entitled to your opinion. Free will, free country. Bill Buddy and Baby Bubba on YouTube says, yeah, baby, LFG, hashtag GPG for Go Pack Go.
Huh.
Bill Buddy and baby Bubba.
Two different people or one?
I would assume it's two different people. I would assume it's like a father.
I was asking in the chat, was it one person or another?
Oh, one person.
Okay, gotcha.
One account, yes. Anyway, all right, plenty to get to today.
Real quick.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what happened here. Josh, I need you to go and fix your camera. It just decided to reset itself.
Oh, it's looking off into left field.
Yeah.
Just do it.
No, I think it's just a...
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, there's a motor in that Strouf.
Well, I wasn't touching the motor part. I was just... All right. Well, anyway, here we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good job, Joshy. Oh, okay. All right. Yep. All right. Okay. Lots to get to today. We've got an All-Star Game from yesterday to react to, and the commentary around Jacob Misiorowski, which obviously I'm a few days late on, but it still bothers me. Brewers are the second hottest team in baseball, hottest team in the National League. They've won 7 in a row here in the All-Star break, or entering the All-Star break, obviously coming out of it later this week. We'll play the Dodgers again, who they swept in the middle of the 7-game winning streak. We've got 1 week until Green Bay Packers training camp. We are just a week away. Next Wednesday, we'll be live up in Green Bay from 12 to 2, as we are every year for day 1 of training camp. Breaking down whatever we see, if we see anything. And then obviously some of the big storylines as training camp begins. And it feels for the Packers, especially this year, and we'll get to this in a bit, the storylines are actually more plentiful than I feel like they have been in past years, maybe with the exception of 2023, Jordan Love's first year as the starter. Because the big storyline there was, okay, is Jordan Love a good quarterback, right? That's a massive storyline that some teams in the NFL are still figuring out, including the Minnesota Vikings. This training camp and preseason and obviously into the regular season, is J.J. McCarthy a good quarterback, right? That's kind of a different level of big storyline than what the Packers are dealing with, but you've got multiple position battles on the offensive line. You've got some question marks in the defensive backfield. Is the pass rush going to be any better than it was last year? The run defense was good last year, but can you pressure a quarterback better? So it just feels like there's plentiful storylines when it comes to the Green Bay Packers and training camp, which begins a week from today. So we'll get to that. I participated in a home run derby during my vacation. We will review the tape on that, get Joshy and Hunter's thoughts on that, and of course we will catch up on everything we missed between One Word Wednesday and what we missed, which is presented by Door County Distillery. All right, let's start with the All-Star Game. Jacob Misiorowski was slated to appear in the 7th inning, and then didn't appear in the 7th inning. He appeared in the 8th inning, which I think is a mess up by Dave Roberts, might I add. If Dave Roberts said he was going to use him in the 7th inning, either do that, and if you're not going to do that, throw him out there for a potential save in the 9th. That would have been my move, but that's neither here nor there. Trevor McGill gets in for the final out in the 7th inning, and then Jacob Misiorowski gets the entire 8th inning to himself in his first All-Star game, obviously breaking MLB records. Only 5 games played. That is the least amount by any MLB All-Star in the history of the All-Star game. And the commentary the last few days around him is, oh, well, he didn't deserve it. He's not good enough. There's better pitchers than him. And that's just irritating to me, because when you look at the full picture, the MLB reached out to a dozen teams or a dozen players, and, those guys were either pitching on Sunday or the team declined. And ultimately it led to this unbelievable up-and-comer who, hasn't played a ton in the major leagues, but is going to bring eyes to a product that, let's just call it what it is, has been downgraded in past years. People are less interested in the All-Star game than they ever have been. And that's that's the case for most sports, right? The NBA, the NFL, the Pro Bowl, right? Nobody watches that, really. Like, at least they used to. And I think Jacob Misiorowski, believe it or not, actually brings eyes to the All-Star game. So this is a good thing for baseball. And I guess I kind of understand Phillies, and like I saw what Trey Turner had to say about Misiorowski being selected. I get going to bat for your guy, no pun intended, but it's just whiny at this point. It's not like he was the All-Star starter. It's not like he won the fan vote and didn't deserve it. He was selected as a replacement way after the fact, after contacting several other teams. Let's stop whining just to whine. Misiorowski brings eyes to the game. It was cool.
I think it was totally fair for them to have a gripe.
The Phillies, I agree with.
Yes.
The players going to bat for your teammate, I'm good with that.
Yes, and I think that you would argue Sanchez was more deserving.
Sure.
But when you factor in he was pitching on Sunday, they asked his teammate Ranger Suarez, and that X amount of guys had been previously asked, it was it was trash to go out there and try and basically you're defending your guy, but you're in practice ruining someone else's time. And those guys all know that baseball has had a bit of a PR crisis and ratings crisis. Even though they're all making money, they'd be making even more money if more people were watching. So to pretend like you can't understand why the kid who throws 103 mile per hour fastball would make the list and be worth the time because he was willing to go out there to pitch that game because you literally need guys to get through the innings. It was short-sighted by them, and they could say, I'm disappointed in Chris not getting the honor, even though he had a pitch on Sunday. Because what they really wanted was Chris Sanchez to get named to the All-Star team and then to be immediately replaced because he was pitching on Sunday. And there was the contract incentive, and everyone said, well, he's not going to miss out on he's going to miss out on this and on the honor. This might be hard to hear. Chris Sanchez is going to be a blip in the history books of baseball. He's not going to matter. But that's just,
I tend to agree.
That's the simple fact of it. You've got a guy in Misiorowski who's looking like, anybody you ask, this could be the generational pitcher.
Sure,
and that's with Paul Skeens out there.
Yep.
Who's performing as unbelievably to a start a career as like we've seen. And they're saying this guy's that good, if not better.
And Tarek Skubal, right, who's on a generational run right now.
Right.
He's had a really good, this will be the third season in a row. He's been phenomenal, and obviously he started last night for the
I know
American League.
everybody who plays for the Phillies isn't a Philly person, but they all take on the attitude
Philly
of somebody
persona
from Philly.
Yeah.
Something happens there when you live around the rest of Philadelphia and you buy into the culture. You just become one of those.
Here's the thing about
I've been
them as a
saying that about
sports city,
the Eagles for years too.
Yeah, but the thing about the Philly sports fan is they can no longer really be the victim. They've won 2 Super Bowls in 5 years?
Yes, and the Phillies have had plenty of success.
Right. So, I just don't really think Philadelphia sports fans get to play victim anymore. Like, for example, like a Cleveland sports fan.
Let's be honest. Boston sports fans still play victim.
That's true.
Woe is me. Everybody's mean to Jason Tatum.
Great, he won a title last year.
You guys have more championships. Who cares? Why are you wasting your time saying people are mean to Jason Tatum? And no one cares.
Good point by you. Yeah, so.
There is no amount of success where fan bases won't react in a way where everyone's out to get us.
That's true, I think. I just have to think about it for a second.
The only city that has ever, is there a precedence? Because Boston twice, basically.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And they haven't changed.
No, they haven't.
Is there a certain point where it cycles back, though, and you're allowed to be the victim if your team hasn't won in, say, 29 years?
Well, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, to me, to a degree, it's what have you done for me lately?
Hunter, just out of curiosity, why 29 years exactly?
Oh, no reason. Just a random number I pulled out of my head.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, just figured as a Cowboys fan there might be a correlation there. Interesting.
Nope.
And I think also, how bad are you doing currently? If you won, a Marlins fan,
yep.
After they won their World Series and they were complaining right after that, I get it. You guys became dumpster fires.
And have been since.
Right. That to me is fair. Even if it was 4 or 5 years ago, you can't draft off of, we won one time forever.
Agreed.
But when there's the kid who goes viral every time there's a Boston championship with a sign in his lifetime, and he has 2 more years lived than championships he's experienced.
That's so irritating.
And he's 19 years old.
Yeah, they've won a few. All right. So, I guess the one sports city, just to put a bow on this, that I think can actually play victim and get away with it is Cleveland. Maybe Minnesota sports fans?
I was just say Cleveland got a title.
They got one.
Yeah.
And they were good. They're good now. Is there a Minnesota? Have the Twins won a World Series? I got to imagine.
WNBA, the Lynx won a couple. But then otherwise, the Twins, they
Vikings
did in the 90s.
Not.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, with Torrey
Wild
Hunter.
never have. Vikings never have. Who are we missing? Timberwolves never have.
No.
So Minnesota, maybe.
They still got like new franchises there, though.
That's true.
There's not the ingrained lack of success.
Yeah, I guess I'm struggling to pick a city where it's been just like disastrous. Like Wisconsin sports fans no, absolutely not. Right? Like the Bucks just won, the Packers won.
No,
the
but
last
they'll
15
all
years.
remind you about the dark days.
The 70s and the 80s of the
Yes,
Packers.
they'll never let you forget.
Oh, we're gonna get a comment about that when I bring up training camp here in a minute. Just because that's how it goes. But before we get to the Packers and 1 week from training camp, I just want to just say a few more things about the Brewers, because I want everybody to realize what you're witnessing, and that would be the most exciting team in the 21st century. They've won for the Brewers. The Brewers' most exciting team.
I was gonna say, goodness.
Hey, you know what, Joshy? I'll go there. No. For in terms of Brewers teams, this is the most exciting in the 21st century. 2018 was amazing, and obviously, like 2008 was really fun. 2011 was really fun. There were some really fun teams. What we're witnessing in 2025, though, is the most exciting team of all of them. They've won more games at the All-Star break. Now, granted, the All-Star break does happen a little bit later than it used to. But 56-40, 16 games above 500. And I think what we've noticed the last 2 or 3 weeks since Brandon Woodruff returned, this rotation has what it takes to win a World Series. They're that good. When you have 2 All-Stars, effectively, and Jacob Misiorowski and Freddie Peralta, and then a third really good pitcher who's looked really good in his 2 starts since returning, in Brandon Woodruff. And when you look at some of your bullpen arms, and Abner Uribe, who very easily could have been an All-Star, Trevor McGill, your closer, who was an All-Star, you realize you have the arms if you stay healthy, and obviously this depends on them continuing to play the way they have played, but you have the arms that can win a World Series. It's just up to your bats to, like they have been doing the last 2 months, do enough to win ball games. Right? You don't necessarily need Christian Yelich to be a 320 hitter. He hasn't been, but he's been solid. Churrio's been solid. You need some of those guys who maybe you didn't expect to do a ton, do more than you've expected, right? And that's where the Isaac Collins and the Sal Freliks and the Andrew Vaughns come into play, who have been really good for this team down the stretch. I really believe this team has the makeup of a World Series team. And yes, does that lead me to say we are back to the point in the baseball season where my heart is open and I'm going to get heartbroken again? Probably. Only one team wins. But I don't remember ever being this excited for a Brewers team, because I didn't really become a baseball fan until it was 2008, the CC Sabathia year. Keep in mind, I was young then, right? I would think I was, 11 years old or 10 years old. And that's when I bought into baseball. But since 2008, I don't remember another team that made me get this excited and put me in this headspace, because I think we always knew there was big shortcomings. And sure, could you make the case the Brewers are still a bat away? Yes. Absolutely, you can make that case. You could always use more offense when you're competing in a league with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But from a defensive standpoint, I think you have the arms to win a World Series. And that's a little bit scary to say out loud. But the Brewers pitchers have been that good, and I just want to make sure we're all on the same page in what we're witnessing.
I want to say one thing right off the top. Stop being scared of having your feelings hurt, because getting your feelings hurt is what makes us all sports fans.
Preach.
You gotta ride the highs and you gotta ride the lows.
It's true.
If you waste your time saying, I'm protecting myself from inevitably or potentially in the future getting my heart broken by this team, then you're doing sports wrong. You should be living and dying with all the games, with every pitch as they get into the playoffs. You should be heartbroken when your team drops, fails, does whatever that makes you fall short of your ultimate goal. I think the Brewers fans in Wisconsin have a very unique position where they blame every other factor as a way to soothe themselves about their disappointment. It's a great pacifier, a cough drop, if you will, of, well, the market, the game's not fair. We don't have the pieces. We can't compete with these guys. Who cares? It doesn't matter. There's going to be 9 guys that go out there and they try and win a baseball game. And sure, our payroll's not as high. Sure, we don't have all the assets some of these other teams and the exposure and the talk on national media. None of that matters.
Yeah.
If you win a 5 or 7 game series or wild card round, you go out there and what happens on the field is the result. And I think on top of that, I think it would be a disservice and a travesty, if this Milwaukee Brewers team, speaking from ownership and down, in terms of player acquisition, general manager, all that, if they don't go out and do their damnedest to get that remaining bat that is going to put them over the top and make them a truly scary team that teams are not going to want to face, I think those players, the fans, and everybody has committed so much to the Brewers for so long, and letting a golden opportunity like the one that is presented this season just slip away because, well, we're worried about what the team's going to look like in 2027 if we let one of these young prospects go for a rental. Don't care. Do it.
Well said.
I'll deal with the maybe not fully stocked system in 2028, but I want a World Series.
I do too. Yeah, I think that's really well said by you. Nuggeteers chimes in, preach to you, Joshy, because this is sports. Let's get excited because what we are witnessing, I don't know that we've ever seen as Brewers fans. I don't think you can have.
I think there's differing layers here. Obviously, the 82 Brewers, that was as exciting as it can come. I think the 08 CC Sabathia, for its own, there was a belief, like, I remember feeling like every time CC Sabathia pitched, he could throw a no-hitter.
A no-hitter, yeah. I mean,
and it felt like whatever's happening here in Milwaukee with CC is something special. One of those, like, sure, they're not the best, but there is something where everybody else's abilities and beliefs in their ability to win is raised because CC's there. But that wasn't this in terms of, no, these guys are just as good. You just swept the Dodgers. Sure, they have some guys on the IL. Who says they won't when the time comes around? You can't look at the big scary teams and go, well, we're not as quite as, who cares? Go win.
Go win. And that goes back to the undaunted phrase that Pat Murphy has subscribed to since taking over as the manager of this team last year. Winning manager of the year, having a really great debut season for him as the manager, but this is just different. The arms that you have in this rotation are World Series good. And what some of these bats have been able to do and offensively, what they've been able to turn around, really since middle May, but the month of June specifically, has been so impressive. The run they're on here as they entered the All-Star break or in the All-Star break here on the night of the ESPYs, 7 in a row, including a sweep over the Dodgers. They have an opportunity to prove that was no fluke beginning on Friday when they come out of the All-Star break and head to Los Angeles for a 3-game weekend set with the Dodgers. And then to wrap up the month of July 28th, July 29th, and July 30th, you host the Chicago Cubs. And does anybody happen to know what July 31st brings? Both an off day and the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So it's 2 weeks from tomorrow, the trade deadline. 2 weeks from today, you'll be playing your third game against the Chicago Cubs. That's 3, and then you have a 5-game set with them later in August, and that's all you have left against the Cubs. But 66 games left. You're a game back. You're well in the wild card. You've got the third best record in the National League. This team is that good. And it's to your point, Josh, it's time to act like this team is that good. And, and they are that close to being a world-class contender, which I think they will be. I truly do. I think this team can compete with anybody. I think they proved that last week when they swept the Dodgers. I think they'll prove it again when we come out of the All-Star break this week. And even if it's not a sweep, I think they'll go win that series in Los Angeles and say, hey, by the way, we're here. We have arrived. So I just want Brewers fans alike to witness or understand what we are witnessing. Understand what we are watching. We are watching a team that is that good, that is that dangerous, that is that competitive, can compete with anybody, and can sweep the freaking Dodgers. If you can sweep the Dodgers, baby, you're proving you can play with anybody. Hunter, go ahead.
I think it's also really important here with this is like Jeff Passan was on Wilde and Tausch, and he talked about, they need a bigger bat in the lineup. They've been hitting home runs now since Jeff Passan said that. Like, I'm at the point with this team where my complaints are the Miz going, he can give up some hits if he goes like change up. That second change up, guys usually tee it up. Like, that's my issue with this team now, is pitch sequences, because they're doing everything else so well. Like, this team is a complete team.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. And look, do I expect Andrew Vaughn to be as good as he has been through his first, whatever it is, 5 games? No, I don't.
He better be. I bought his jersey, and I'm waiting for it to get here from China.
Now.
Yeah.
Well, I asked you when he was traded if you were going to buy a Vaughn jersey. Hunter Vaughn, Andrew Vaughn, obviously. And you said you think so. You needed to wait to see a few things before you pull the trigger?
He needed to at least have like a couple of good games for me to drop the $30 and get it shipped from China. Because worst case scenario is that like it's just a funny joke and I wear that jersey to games and people are like, oh, that's good, an Andrew Vaughn jersey.
There is a bit of, there was a chance that Vaughn got brought up because of the Hoskins injury and had like 10 strikeouts in 2 games and then got DFA'd.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like once you cleared and he was impressive. I don't think he's going to be as good as he was heading into the All-Star break, but he's clearly better than he was playing in Chicago. And I think it's probably really hard to play with that team and for that franchise. And not that it's an excuse, but you can understand how somebody would maybe get out of their good habits or would go up to bat and not have the same energy they should when your team is fighting for worst record in the league.
I think there's a real baseball
500
spot.
on base percentage, 429 average in 5 games with the Brewers, 2 home runs, 6 of 14 at the plate only because he only played 5 games. But yeah, I mean he's been unbelievable. And it's truly an unremarkable, or it's a super remarkable, like, comeback story for a guy that was the number 3 overall pick in the MLB draft several years ago. He has turned it around from, and I wish Will was here today, being our resident White Sox fan, but you realize just how, sometimes a change of scenery can be really good for you. And seemingly, at least thus far, it's been that for Andrew Vaughn.
And I haven't seen the numbers, but I have to imagine Andrew Vaughn, when he was with the White Sox, was probably going up to bat with a lot of 2-out situations, where now he's coming up to bat with runners on or runners in scoring position, and he can actually do something. Like, if you're going up every time, you're like, okay, it's 2 outs, like, basically I'm going to try and hit a home run here and do something for the team. Now it's I just need to get the ball in play, get the guys moving, and we're fine. Like, it's a very different mindset going up to the plate for him now.
Well, but the turnaround is still remarkable because by far the lowest average of his career in his 48 games in Chicago this year, he's a 189. By far his lowest on base percentage, 218, when he was with Chicago. I mean, every one of his numbers is the lowest of his career. And then he gets traded to Milwaukee, plays a little bit in AAA, gets called up last week or 2 weeks ago now, and goes bonkers. He's been awesome for them since Rhys Hoskins went down. So there's something special brewing with this Milwaukee team. And so it's time to start acting like it. So, good stuff. All right. Brewers get back to action Friday as they take on the LA Dodgers 3-game weekend series out at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. We will come back to a replica of Dodger Stadium here in just a bit. But I want to talk a little Packers before we do that because we are 1 week away from training camp for Green Bay. They start next Wednesday, a week from today. We will be up there all day long. Our ESPN Wisconsin team has it covered live from the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field, including myself. And I don't know if Joshua will be there or if he'll be here, but I know he'll be on the air with me from 12 to 2, a special edition of Mr. Relevant a week from today, breaking down the first day of training camp. You look confused.
I forgot we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
No one's mentioned a word to me about it.
Except me. Yeah.
News to me.
Well, Jim, Matt, and Molly will be 12 to 2 in Madison, so I don't know exactly how this is going to work.
Okay.
Maybe we just do a show for the 3 people in the room together.
What do you mean? Just the 3 people in the room together?
Me, you, and maybe Hunter.
Just do a show for each other?
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I mean, just hanging out.
That's what our show prep calls are.
Having some,
just doing a show
having
for
some
me.
Door counties.
Yeah.
Twist my arm. So I said it at the top of the show, but I'm really intrigued by this training camp for Green Bay because it feels like the storylines are more plentiful than they have been in past years. And again, I try not to...
Plentiful, not plentiful?
I said plentiful earlier. I said plentiful today, or this time. It's plentiful, but it's spelled plentiful.
I don't know if either one is wrong.
Plentiful?
Like, I don't know if saying plentiful is technically wrong. It probably is, but...
You may never know. I mean, it's me, after all.
Tomato to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well said. So, I am really... I'm really intrigued by a lot of things in Packers training camp. Now, again, when it comes to storylines, I'll just reiterate this one more time. It's very different than 23. You had a much larger big question that year. This year, you don't have a ton of big questions, but you have a lot of questions, right? Who's going to be the left tackle? Who's going to be the right guard? This Zach Tom situation is fascinating to me. Adam Stenavich, the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, said he's going to be in a competition for the right tackle job. Despite being the third best right tackle in all of football last year. Will he hold out for a contract? Which, if I was advising him, I'd tell him, yeah, don't step a foot on that field until you have a new deal. Zach Tom entering the final year of his contract and has been the Packers' best offensive lineman the last couple of years. So there's a lot of offensive lineman stories. There's also the story of the wide receivers, right? Are they just letting Matthew Golden go? Is he taking all the first team reps? Who comes in behind him, right? Hearing from Gabe Neitzel, if you missed our recap of the state of the Packers the last 3 episodes of Mr. Irrelevant, you heard Gabe Neitzel in the offense one, which I think aired last Wednesday. So yeah, the Packers don't like Jayden Reed as much as we do, or at least they haven't thus far in his career. And he provided numbers, talked about statistics, and that was kind of my big worry point from our State of the Packers show a couple weeks ago at Summerfest, is that, maybe Jayden Reed isn't the bona fide dude I thought he was. And maybe he will be, right? And maybe they trust him more after another year under his belt. But the wide receiver room obviously is just a story because you want to know who's going to be on the field. If you're a fantasy football player, I imagine you're all subscribing to the idea of, if his name is not Matthew Golden, avoid Packers wide receivers. And maybe even if his name is Matthew Golden, avoid Packers wide receivers. In fantasy football, that is.
Not me. Rookies in the 8th, 9th round. Great value.
Matthew Golden, specifically.
Yeah.
Defensively, you won't have this answer to the regular season, but can the pass rush be better? All right, can it just be better? Please, for the love of God. And then cornerbacks, what are those guys looking like? Because, thought this was interesting today, looking at ESPN.com, they're doing their position-by-position rankings. Who are the best, who are the best, what is it, Josh? Who are the best receivers today, I think it was. And it was a top 10 list. I figured it out. I located it. I found it.
I'm hung up on Tucker Kraft not even getting honorable mention.
For top 10 tight end?
Yeah, that was...
well, I'll just throw this out there on the receivers quick. Of the top 7 receivers in the National Football League, according to executives, scouts, and coaches, of the top 7, the Packers play 6 of them this year.
Woof.
2 of them twice, in Amon-Ra St. Brown and Justin Jefferson. And obviously they cut Jair Alexander this offseason and did not draft a cornerback until the 7th round. So you're rolling out Carrington Valentine, Nate Hobbs, Keyshawn Nixon, and you're hoping they can lock down 6 of the top 7 receivers in all of football. And there were 16 names listed in total in this list, counting the 6 honorable mention. They play, I think it's 9 or 10 of them, right? Because a couple of teams that they play have 2 of them on the list, including the Cincinnati Bengals. Terry McLaurin is an honorable mention, right? I mean, there are some really good receivers the Packers play this year, and you're kind of uncertain on how to feel about this cornerback room. So that's what training camp excites. That's why training camp excites me. And also, as we bring back the Mr. Irrelevant Award sometime next week, we might have our new winner this year of the guy that's in the best shape of his life. A.J. Dillon was the inaugural winner last year. How'd that work out?
Poorly.
That would be correct. Yeah.
Haven't we heard that about somebody already?
I think we've heard that about a couple people already.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Well, and then there was
I think Isaiah McDuffie maybe was one of them.
Yeah, and there was the picture of Lucas Van Ness that they posted, and it was like photoshopped, but he just looked jacked. So I think that counts.
So anyway, our awards committee, by the way, we'll have to get together. I think next Friday we will do our annual Mr. Irrelevant Awards. Is this the third annual, Hunter? Is this the third time we've done this?
I think so. Well, we did like a random, like, ESPYs version.
I don't remember doing this.
I think we did one the week of the ESPYs last year.
Yeah.
And that was when I gave out the Salvatore Frelick Guy You Irrationally Love Award to Salvatore Frelick.
That was awful.
I thought it was great.
I think Doug Gottlieb won an award for something. I don't remember, but we'll have to look. Man, oh man. Good stuff. So anyway, training camp a week away. We'll be there. What?
Just, you're petering out here. You're out of practice.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah. All right. You want to get to the tape? Let's get to the tape. So last Friday, I was at Los Angeles at an event for a sister station in Los Angeles, ESPN Los Angeles. And they do an event called ESPN LA All-Star Friday Night, which the nightcap on the event is all of their like on-air hosts and some of their talent, right? George Sedano and Ramona Shelburne will maybe be two of the names everybody would know from watching ESPN. They all play in a softball game. But before that, it's an all-day event at this awesome sports complex in West Covina, California, which is where I was. And it's 6 baseball fields, and all of the baseball fields are replicas of major league ballparks. So the one where I participated was Dodger Stadium for obvious reasons, but there was also like Wrigley Field was there, and Fenway was there. Why are you smiling at me like that?
I just love you learning about sports complexes.
Do a lot of them exist that have replica fields like that?
I don't know if they will do all of them, but there's certainly, as somebody who played some travel youth baseball, there's definitely places you go that if they're not directly referencing it, you can look at it and go, well, that's obviously Fenway, or that's obviously.
But but Joshy, these were legitimate replicas.
Yeah, and maybe they took it over the top, a little extra money out in California, but this is a common thing for
really?
Sports yes.
Oh, okay. Well, as you are about to see via the film,
yeah,
I didn't play baseball growing up. I announced baseball growing up.
That's damn clear.
So anyway, one of the events was a listener home run derby. So listeners of the station got the opportunity to sign up and come participate in a home run derby. And the rules were you got 90 seconds to hit as many of the balls off the tee as you could and to hit as many home runs as you could. So it was a minute and a half, which, by the way, might I add, was way too long. I was gassed. Which you will see at some point. So,
I have this sped up to about 150% so we can get through it a little bit faster, just so everyone knows Strouf is not moving this quickly.
Well, it'll look even worse than typical, but all right, go ahead and roll the tape. We'll talk through it. So my first swing was a home run. I had a home run in my first swing. Second swing, grounder right in front of me. Third one, grounder right in front of me, same thing. Fourth one, pop up. I think it landed right behind second base. Fifth swing, hit that one out, I believe, or just short. Sixth one, I think I hit out. And then it's all downhill from here. Seventh, short fly. Eighth, short fly. Ninth, don't even think it made it to the outfield. 10th, definitely didn't make it to the outfield. 11th, I smoke the tee. It falls over. I pick up the ball. The intern picks up the tee. I put it back on the tee. I swing again. I pop it up. I think barely made it to the outfield. That one, close. Just dead center. Didn't get it out. Following one, pitcher's mound. Following one, bounced right in front of me. I just chopped it off the top. Following one, hit the tee over again. So I'm counting here. I think I'm almost to about 20 of them. Okay, another one to the pitcher's mound. Another one to the pitcher's mound. Didn't get past second base. And you can just tell I'm out of steam here. In front of the pitcher's mound. That one made it to the outfield. And that was it.
How many did you hit left of second base, if any?
Just a few. Couple.
So are you able to look at the film and see maybe where things went wrong for you?
Well, there's multiple correct answers here. We would agree on that.
Okay.
Real quick, Dr. Denver Dan says that swing is way more athletic than I expected. You ruin it all by running to first. I appreciate that. I don't agree with you, though.
It's not.
So first
But
off,
I understand how you would think maybe it would look worse after seeing you run a 3-cone and seeing you throw out a first pitch.
so first off, can we talk about the leg?
Yeah, you got no idea what your front foot's supposed to be doing.
No, correct.
No, he was just doing that because
I
he saw
know.
it on TV.
Yes.
So here's what I was thinking when I walked up there is I need to hit this far and high. So I need to load everything back into my back shoulder, which would be my right shoulder because I'm right-handed. So I'm thinking if I step up, I can kind of get my shoulder lower because it's off a tee, and the tee's not for 6'3" dudes, full grown men, right? It's for kids. And well, that didn't work as well as I thought.
A good natural way to compensate for that would be to have an actual foot slide. You know, when you see a batter stand, they slide out so you widen
sure.
your base, drop your center of mass, and would drive through the ball. You are, first of all, you're a mile away from the tee. And that's why
I was trying to utilize the barrel of
And
that.
that's why you kept hitting the ball to right center. You were hitting off the end of the bat. You were not at the sweet spot.
Oh, I wasn't.
No.
Oh, I thought I was.
No. You were using the bottom quarter of the bat, and that's why as you were swinging, the ball was going that way every time.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You were probably too far back. You'd probably want to stand up. If you're trying to hit home run derby, you watched a little bit of it, I presume?
I did, yeah.
Where does the ball go?
Well, what do you mean? Where's the ball go? Oh, when it is hit off the bat?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was sprayed all over.
No. They pull the ball.
They pull the ball.
Yeah, and sometimes they go to center field.
That's where my home runs went.
But those guys are very, very strong, very, very experienced.
Once again, I say that's where my home runs went.
No, yours went right center. Very rarely in a home run derby is the ball going to right center.
But hey,
you were all messed up. You were all screwed up. You don't seem to understand the mechanics of a swing. No. There's no like coiling, loading, and then exploding through the ball. It's just kind of throw my arms at it.
I gotta say though, man, the ones I got a hold of.
Yeah, so
because
it's hard
even
to
a
tell the
blind
depth.
squirrel finds a nut.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that you necessarily need to say that.
Yeah, I mean that's what was happening.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I was.
That was luck.
Like, I watched that video, Strouf, and literally the first thing I thought was, did the tee say something to your girlfriend? Because you made more contact with the tee than the ball.
You were knocking that thing around.
I did hit it over twice, which probably led to home run derby.
So
Can I just point something out real quick? I didn't take last place.
Was it a handicapped person? Was it somebody who was 12?
No, he was old though.
Okay.
That would have been our
Zero.
third choice.
Yeah. That like, so how deep were the fences, and then how deep was the actual fence they put up for the
Okay,
derby?
so the actual fence, which is not the one they put up, that was the actual ballpark fence. That was 290, I think.
Okay, so was it actual dimensions to the stadiums?
No,
or-
I think it was smaller.
Yeah.
The fence was about halfway into center field. So I would say probably 200 feet.
Yeah, it feels like they put you at 200. That seems about right.
That's still a long ways. How do you think you would do here? Better than 2, I'll give you that.
Yeah. The only thing that I would have an issue with would be stamina. Would I run out of... Because
that was harder than I thought.
the right move there is probably, and you'd have to be really strategic about it, is slow and methodical versus cranking. But I understand once you hit one 2 feet in front of you off the ground, you immediately want to fix that air and swing again.
Yeah.
I probably have 10-ish. I've played softball. I played baseball all throughout my youth. I hit off a tee a lot because as much as, T-ball is a thing for kids, baseball players use tees a lot. So I've experience in, trying to drive the ball. Will and I and Hunter were all discussing this beforehand. I honestly think you'd have a better chance if somebody was throwing you the ball than off a tee.
I agree with you on that.
Because the added momentum would be a great help to you. You wouldn't be thinking, I need to get so high up on this. You would just be sort of swinging. And with the fences as short as they were, just by the nature of it, you could.
Did I tell you who else was in this home run derby?
There was a former baseball player's son.
Yeah, Oral Hershiser's son, the 3-time All-Star, former Cy Young Award winner. Yeah, his son was in this. He did not take first place. He's 6'8".
Yeah.
So he made me.
So your 6'3" complaint of
correct? Yes, total BS. Total BS. Yeah, bad excuse.
Yeah.
I think he hit.
I think
he hit 14 in the first round. Yeah, go ahead.
You just dropping how many times he won. He went to All-Star games. Like, when did you look that up? You said that as if you just knew.
They announced it at one point, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do I have his Wikipedia page up in front of me right now? You're absolutely correct. I do.
Okay.
So there you go. Yeah, I have his Wikipedia page up.
Yeah. I mean, you had the general idea of a baseball swing, but you definitely don't have the mechanics.
No.
Of the loading, the power, I mean, hitting it. You were basically so close that the umpire might tell you to stand in the box if it was a baseball game. You were so far away. I think I tweeted out, if you would have taken a half step backwards, you'd been standing on third base. You were just miles away. And there's an interesting thing with baseball swing and the mechanics and how they work. There's different schools of thought, but obviously extending through the ball is going to get you a lot of power, creating that pendulum. But in this situation, I think you're better off kind of keeping your hands tight and then just pulling the ball.
Well, the good news is, Josh, I'll never do this again, probably.
No.
So
no.
Maybe I'll go to a cage someday, but
I mean, you at the batting cage would be on fast. I'd pay to see that.
I mean, we can go do it.
Yeah,
I'd be interested in doing it. It's fun, it's fun to swing a bat.
We need to find somebody who has a Rapsodo so we can go to the cages and we can see, like, if you get the ball in the air, how far is the ball actually going?
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. All right, final thing on this, and then we'll get to One Word Wednesday and what we missed, what we learned. I had a moment yesterday at the Dells in regards to this, in regards to this failed home run derby at the ESPN Milwaukee Open, presented by Delzer at the Bog. After KBN, at 5 o'clock, I went into like the little area clubhouse there where the reception was. And I got a drink, and there was 2 people left. They host a show together once a week. It's called On the Tee.
Yeah.
Stephen Watson of FanDuel Sports Network. You see him on pregame and during the game and after the game for Brewers games. And Gabe Neitzel, who famously played collegiate baseball at the Division III level, holds an NCAA record. He has 2 triples in an inning. Gabe, I walked in, Gabe put his arm around my shoulders. And Steven said to me, as Gabe puts his arm around my shoulders, Strouf, you gotta stop. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, as somebody who respects you and thinks you're a very talented member of the media, you have to stop. And I was like, what do you mean? Why? Like, this is fun. We're just having fun. We're just, I'm self-deprecating. I can make fun of myself. It's okay. They're like, dude, like, it's becoming a bit much. And I go, well, that I agree with.
We need to contextualize this for the people who might not personally know Stephen Watson. Nicest guy out there.
Nicest guy in the world.
Yep.
So pleasant. I rarely ever hear him jokingly pick on people. He's just usually flat nice all the time, not really engaging in the similar ways you and I would put each other down.
Correct.
Like jokingly.
Yeah.
He doesn't even really do that.
No.
He's just plain nice. And he made, because I produced On the Tee, which preceded KBN, he made comments on and off the air that made me like, Steven, I can't believe you would say that. Not because it's worse than anything I've said about you, but coming out of his mouth, it was baffling to me.
Yeah.
Do
you think he hears everybody else giving me a hard time? And he's like, all right, I can pile on.
I think Steven just can't believe what he's witnessing. There is no place in his mind for somebody like Alex Strouf.
Which I appreciate.
It doesn't compute.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I appreciate
somebody
it,
with the undying level of confidence who keeps going out there and underperforming to ghastly degrees. Like, if you went out and were just
I love watching this replay.
if you went out and were just average, nobody would say a word about it.
Yeah.
The bit would die.
Yeah.
But you hit the tee to the ground as many times as you hit home runs. I don't think that can be stressed enough.
I think you're the first person to point that out to me. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so if you see at the very end of the video, I turned to the crowd and I hold up a 0. I totally thought I hit 0. And then I went over to the scorekeeper and I said, well, 0, right? And she goes, no, you hit 2.
Yeah.
I go, really?
You could see 2 of them had some decent...
Yeah, 3 of them did. One of them got really close. But you can see the intern in the outfield. That sounds like a movie title. Intern in the outfield. He points down and he goes, yeah, it's right there. It's right in front of the wall. So I was very close to 3, but I hit 2. And I think Josh is the first person to point that statistic out to me. I hit as many home runs as I did the tee to the ground. That is disappointing. Well, another day, another bad athletic venture by me.
What's next for you? Because I heard on KBN you continue to make claims of your prowess or abilities or things
prowess probably isn't
you'd be capable of.
Yeah.
Most recently, you just said that you would beat them all in a mini golf tournament.
Yeah.
Not a prayer.
But hold on, Josh. Here's the thing. There's definitely a chance because and maybe I'm wrong when I say this, and maybe here's the fundamental
yes,
issue.
You are.
I view mini golf as more luck than skill. Now, obviously, there's some skill involved. I'm not disagreeing with that.
It's not.
And my short game's pretty solid, though.
Great. I heard Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. They talked about the idea of you swimming. I'd be game for that. I swam in college.
Oh, I didn't hear. Hold on, I didn't hear this. What
I just heard them bring it up once.
They were trying to find something that we could find that you succeed at. I think was what happened.
So swimming, I know.
Can you swim?
Yes, I can swim.
Okay.
I had a pool growing up. But here's the thing: I'm out of shape. I'm very long, and I'm not strong. So
yeah, but
I'd be moving slow.
I think that's part of the reason they thought you'd do well at it because long and skinny is generally conducive.
So Hunter, you think you could coach me into a good swimmer?
No.
I'm going to be honest. I would help out coaching the 6-year-olds when they would first start. So I actually think I could.
No, I'm not thinking this has anything to do with Hunter's
coaching ability.
Right.
It's all me.
He would tell you the right things. And you clearly have seen a baseball swing. You understand generally.
I watch baseball every day.
But when put into practice, your body doesn't do what your brain tells it.
You think I got something wrong with me? Physically?
No.
We can't answer that, man.
I think it's a brain problem. Something happens when it goes from do this, body react. Yeah. There's a breakdown.
Yeah.
Then you got a clog somewhere.
All right. We got to get to everything else we've missed over the course of the last week plus. It's time now for One Word Wednesday, led by our buddy Hunter Vaughn. He's got topics. Josh and I reply with one word. Hunter, go ahead.
All right, Rashawn Gary made the NFL Network's top 100 players list at number 80.
Joke.
Disrespect. I wonder if we disrespect him more than he deserves.
No, not the case. He's 28 in his age 28 season. Never had double-digit sacks.
7.5 last year. Yeah.
And then Tucker Kraft doesn't even make honorable mention. We got guys like freaking Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
They replaced him with a top 10 pick this year. What are you talking about?
The Chicago Bears extended Ryan Poles.
Thank you. Thanks. I guess that's one word. Yep.
Hallelujah.
Oh, good word by you.
The Superman movie has a 93% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes and went above box office projections with an opening weekend of $122 million.
I gotta say, wrong. I was wrong about this film. I told Hunter that I planned to see it, and I thought I was going to get a typical Marvel DC comic thing where it's just kind of the same thing over and over again. This movie seems to not be that.
Yeah, you seem impressed by it. Hunter obviously raved about it.
Yeah. Mike Francesa, not so
much. Yeah, common denominator there, though. The people that didn't like it.
Well, and I mean, have you heard his sports opinions?
Yes.
I mean,
apply that to other places in his life, and you start going, yeah, I don't know if I should be taking this guy's advice.
I also can't trust somebody's.
Who's Stanley?
I can't trust somebody's opinion on a movie if he's falling asleep during his own radio show. Like, I can't do it.
He never fell asleep. It never happened.
No, he was just snoring into the mic. ESPN has been doing
never happened.
Top 10 of each position group as voted on by executives, coaches, and scouts. Just 2 Packers since we last had a show have made it into the top 10. Xavier McKinney, number 3 for safeties. Elton Jenkins, number 9 inside interior linemen. Jordan Love was an honorable mention just outside of the top 10.
That's good. Yeah, typical. I'm not surprised by this.
Inaccurate.
Is it, though?
Well,
Tucker Kraft. I hear you gripe on that.
Tucker Kraft and Zach Tom was 3rd team All-Pro.
Yeah. So he would be. That doesn't exist, but he would have been.
Yeah, that means there's 2, 4, 6 total guys that you would think would be there because they're were voted.
No, let me rephrase. I'm sorry. There's only one right tackle on each the first and second team All-Pro. There's not a third team All-Pro. He would have been the third team right tackle.
Yes.
But they ranked tackles or they ranked
they went
right
tackles.
and left tackles.
It was just all
never
tackles.
mind. Your math is correct then.
Yeah. Right. So it takes a while sometimes for the guys to get their proper recognition. Sometimes they're early to it. They're early to their peers.
Yeah, but
I do think also Edgerrin Cooper was deserving of at least an honorable mention.
I agree. I would just say this. I think a theme of this offseason has been the Packers lack superstars.
Yes.
These lists are just going to echo that. I mean, what we hope is 1 year from right now when we're discussing next year's lists of this variety is there's a lot more Packers on them. It should be noted, Josh Jacobs came out before I went on vacation. Yeah. He was in the top 10 for running backs as well.
6th, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't add him. The only group we have left is cornerback, but nobody's showing up on that. They won't even be on received votes. One last one. Seth Walder of ESPN graded the Packers' offseason so far as a C+.
It's an honor. Every team seemingly that wins the offseason has terrible seasons. So thank you, Seth, for not pretending or not doing the whole thing of how many years have go back and look at previous offseason grades. If you do that exercise, I think you'd be stunned.
And how many the Bears?
And how many that they simply just got wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
This Gabe brought this up, I believe, on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy a couple weeks ago. These rankings and this stuff keeps happening, and the Packers keep being better than everyone says. Like that seems to be a consistent theme in the post-Aaron Rodgers era.
I'll just say this. I'm pretty neutral on it, given that it is a very neutral grade, right? A C+.
It was the 7th worst.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. But, I mean, I think we can all agree, at least from a free agency perspective, it's not like the Packers had a sexy free agency class.
No.
Like they did maybe a year ago.
Dude, I mean, how often
I think it was a good offseason.
He said in there because he mentioned the Aaron Banks signing, and part of the knock on that was the fact that other guys who he thought were better than Banks signed for about $10 million less. So they overpaid for a guy that he felt they could have gotten better players for.
I'll just say this. I trust Brian Gutekunst and company's evaluation more than I do Seth Walters.
I would agree with that, and that's a good place to end our one.
I was just explaining the reason for the grade.
I wasn't saying anything about your comments.
Yeah,
I was just saying, generally, there's something interesting that happens where the guys in the analytics world think they outsmart GMs a lot, and certainly there are some.
Right, and
certainly there are bad ones. But when guys with like a reputation and they're like, "What are they doing?" It's like, well, I mean, I don't know, building a perennial winner.
Yeah, and here we are. Packers looking to make the playoffs for the third straight year. Okay, time now for what we missed, what we learned. It's time now for that, which is presented by Door County Distillery. Boy, am I rusty. It's been a few weeks.
What was that?
Just rust. Just knocking off the rust. It's the off season for me too.
Rust or rest?
Oh, both. No, I didn't rest much. It's going to be rust. I need rest. Vacation, you don't sleep a lot. What we missed, what we learned is presented by Door County Distillery, locally produced. No. Vacationing right, making the most of it. Maximizing my hours. What we missed, what we learned. Presented by Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. If you're heading up there the rest of the summer, make sure you stop in Carlsville, just north of Sturgeon Bay. Do the tours, do the tastings, check out the exclusive product. And if you're not, elevate your tailgate, elevate your party, elevate your family reunion with Door County Distillery's rums, whiskeys, gins, vodkas, all the in-betweens, many of them with local infusions and collaborations like their cherry brandy and their cherry vodka with local Door County cherries. You can find the retailer nearest you with their search tool, which helps you find the specific product you're looking for on their website, doorcountydistillery.com, as well as a ginormous list of unique cocktail recipes. That's at their website, doorcountydistillery.com.
Have you heard of the band The Velvet Sundown?
I can't say I have, no.
This, to me, and I'm sort of bummed that you didn't come in with you got to hear about this band, The Velvet Sundown, because they have surpassed 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
Is this the AI band? I have heard about them.
Yeah. And I haven't heard them. I haven't pressed play.
I won't.
I'm refusing to. And I see this. I don't know what they sound like. Couldn't tell you. This is, to me, I want you to get tricked by an AI band.
You think it's probably butt rock?
Yeah. No, the way they present is trying to be like a what's that awful band that tries to sound like Led Zeppelin?
Oh, Greta Van Fleet?
Yes.
I don't think they're awful at all.
Awful.
Really?
We shudder.
Oh, they're good.
It's that scream vocals where it's not convincing. Yeah, I mean,
I think
I liked them better as Led Zeppelin. That's the point.
That's fair. Here, I would just say this about them now is I probably have a soft spot for them. I saw them open for Shinedown, of course, at Summerfest. And every member of that band is younger than me.
Aren't they like brothers or something?
I think there's some relation somewhere. I just don't know exactly what it is.
Can't trust them.
But I think they're all like 23. And they got famous when they were like 15. So I don't know. I think they've got a neat sound, but that's neither here nor there.
A sound that happened 40 years ago in a much better way, but okay.
Which makes it even better, too, because if you look into the origins of Led Zeppelin, a lot of their music came from smaller black artists that, due to the times, didn't get the correct amount of exposure, and some of the songs are directly lifted. Oh, so the fact that there is in 2020, whenever they started, a watered down version of them that gets popular is sort of apropos.
That is a little apropos. That's good. How did we miss the nickname Big Dumper? How do we miss that prior to the home run derby? I had no idea Cal Raleigh's nickname was Big Dumper.
I've known
You're just not a ball knower then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Apparently I just didn't know that.
I think they were saying it last year about him.
And I may have just forgot then.
Yeah.
So it's just because he has a big ass?
Just to my knowledge.
So what do they call me then? Like no dumper? Because I don't have one?
The idiot dumper?
Well, you just wanted to call me an idiot.
Sure did.
That was bad.
I mean, you did kind of set yourself up for it.
Not the idiot dumper. You could do better than that.
The moron dumper?
All right.
The dip bleep dumper?
We're done here. Good, really,
what do you want?
Really good to be back. We're back with you Friday beginning at 12:30 Central, ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, the ESPN Wisconsin app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the in-betweens. Will Summers will allegedly rejoin us Friday. Joshy, sorry you no longer have peace and quiet. It's only going to get worse because football season only brings more Strouf.
Yeah. I need a vacation.
We'll talk to you Friday. Thanks for hanging with us. Peace.